Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have a special unboxing. A knife that someone loaned to me, one of my channel members, and I really appreciate that. So yeah, let's take a look. All right, today we're opening up a box and it's from Benjamin, one of the knife channel members out there. So just really appreciate them allowing me to check this box out. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Today I'm opening up with my Yan Knives, Matthew Christensen or Christensen Knives design. This is the Chevron, a pretty cool little knife. All right, let's get into this box. Yeah, I still have my cut from my thumb. I hurt my thumb there. I was talking to my son the other day, and I, like a dummy, wasn't paying attention. All right, so let's see. What do we have here? Ooh, all right. So this is the Gecko Customs. It's a knife that's been very interesting to me. Really wanted to check it out, and I know Gecko Customs, a lot of people have had a chance to check these out. I think it looks like a really cool knife, but I wasn't sure. So like the case, like the badge here, Gecko Custom Knifeworks. Very, very cool. All right, so here's the certificate of authenticity. It looks like Magnacut. It's the Sikorae Toxic Moss Camo Carbon Magnacut, 62 to 63.5 HRC. That's the signature right there. It looks like Steven or something like that, I guess is the owner. I don't know. Does it say on the back here? Maybe it does. Oh, that would be helpful. No, it just says Gecko Customs. All right, so this is... well, made in the USA. I don't know. Is this knife made in the USA? I thought this was a production knife made overseas. I'm pretty sure I thought that was the case. All right, so here is the knife. Now, as you can see why I thought it was really interesting and I thought this would be complimentary. Two really fantastic knife designs here. This is a Matthew Christensen design. Love this knife, everything about it. Can't really do too much right now because of my finger, but there you go. But this one right here has a nice look. It's got a nice clip there, deep pocket carry, looks like that. Let's see, is that clip? The clip is resting on the carbon fiber. Nice inlays, really, really tight. It almost feels, yeah, that's really, really good specs there. Okay, very nice, very nice. No sharp edges, chamfered all the way around. Looks like T8 screws, hidden hardware right there. Captive pivot, you can definitely see that. Pretty dead nut centered blade, chamfered on the top. Looks like satin, so let's see how it opens left-handed. Pretty nice, actually. Wow, okay. That's pretty sweet. So, oops, I'm doing this left-handed now. Typically I'm right-handed, so I'm just doing this left-handed as we go through here. So let's see here. All right. It's a little hard to do. I got to be careful with my finger. Action's pretty good. Action's pretty good. Let's see here. All right. Finger twirl. Finger twirl actually works. Gives you plenty of room right there. You know, I got large hands with big meaty fingers, so this is about equivalent to an extra large hands with normal size fingers, double extra large hands with thinner fingers. So that's a pretty good grip right there. Not bad. Let's feel that clip here. No hot spots. Let's do the choke up position. No, not too bad. I mean, it's not rounded as much as I would like to see it, but I do love the fact that the cutaway on the lock bar is on the inside. That's really nice. There's weight relief in here where there's no inlay. So they did some weight relief, but the inlay itself is going to be weight relief. And it looks like the inlay is glued in. Yeah, and not bad. It's a Gecko, you know, it's green. If I was to get one, I'd probably go for the, I would probably go for, you know, either plain or something with, you know, different kind of carbon fiber would be my kind of cup of tea. So let's go up high. You got to make sure you get a good grip. Don't put any weight on the lock bar, and it should be pretty easy. All right, so the one thing that everybody kept talking about was it was difficult access to get to this. And it's not super hard. I will say, I don't think this knife has been adjusted, so where we go? Let's see here. Can I get down here like this? It's interesting. Down a little lower. Okay, there we go. Yeah, not bad, not bad. No lanyard loop, which is fine by me. I'm not a lanyard super fan. I mean, I know some people are. All right, let's see here. No blade play. No pivot lash. Let's listen to that detent. Nice, no detent lash. Nice clickety. That's pretty cool. So on the whole, it's not bad. I would love for it to be able to get a little bit higher. I do find over here with this clip, I have a little better, let's see here. Do I have a little bit better action to get over here? So the lock bar is a little further. I can put my hand on it. Yeah, I can definitely, because I've got more of a round area up here. It's a little clear of the lock bar over here, where this one's a little higher. My finger gets just on there, but this one seems to clear it. But I do like that over this. I mean, this is not bad. This has at least been softened. The clip is not as pointy, which is, I'm not a big fan of the pointy clip. So that works pretty well. I mean, if I go down low, I don't know how is it. Yeah, the down low wasn't real easy for me either. So, yeah. And I like the fact that there was a little texture there I could grab onto. So when I was actually working with the knife, it was kind of nice. So that's kind of cool. Here, it's a little smoother. It does have a little contoured shape, and that's pretty nice. I do like that. Let's see here, left-handed. How's the action? It does drop over here. I can't really do that. It's going to hurt. I don't want to touch that just yet. So, but reverse flick over here. Get the finger on there, clip. Pretty solid. Yeah, and if I drop it over here, it should, let me see it clear. Okay, and we clear that. Okay. So once I clear that, you have to, yeah, so you have to, once you clear that, yeah, this is just enough where once I get right here and I clear it, I go over, and then this little edge does kind of come in a little sharp. Okay, so that's unfortunate. That would be one of my biggest qualms, you know. You can tune this lock bar if you have to, if it's not absolutely needed to be super strong, so that even though your access is limited, I can tell right now, if this was mine, it's kind of hard to get to after a while. My finger would start getting tired because I really have to push down. I have to push down, get my meaty finger in there, and then push left. I can't just put my finger there and push left because I'm going to slide out because it's just not enough to get. I have to get in there, get the meat of my finger to kind of spread it out a little bit, and then I can move it left. Whereas over here, I'm able to, yeah, I mean, I did adjust this one. So, I mean, if you were to adjust it, maybe it would be a little easier, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of similar. Let's see, how much access do we have over here? Yeah, okay, so this one engages more, so it's a little tighter together. This one's a little wider. I was also able to kind of widen this a little bit with the carbon fiber. I was able to kind of file that a little bit wider, which made this one a little more comfortable. If I had gotten the titanium version of this, I might have had some of the same issues, but yeah, it's a cool knife. It's definitely a cool knife. I think if you're a righty and you like mainly flicking right-handed, it's going to be nice. This is a little pokey. I don't like that. If this was mine, I would absolutely be filing that down because that does kind of get at me. I think I did that with the little tip right there on this one. This was a little pokey on this one, so I filed that down. That made it a little more bearable. And that's something here. And it almost looks like somebody might have, like the owner might have already done that. I don't know if maybe it was intentional or what. Maybe it's just wear from using it, but definitely you have a cool knife. I would say these in some ways feel a little bit similar, but not, right? Definitely some aesthetics between the two that I like, and I do like the ability to get to that hole there, you know, and over here, it is nice. It's almost like a kind of a rosy, sort of a rosy feel where you can get your finger in there and get that full deployment flick. I think that's kind of cool. So I do like that. So very, very cool. I can tell you that part is very, very nice. So what else? Now I did talk to the guy. I'm going to ask him. He talked about maybe possibly putting some skiffs in there. I'm not sure if skiff's going to do anything for this guy. No, skiffs aren't really going to change this much. Let me feel that. very buttery smooth. I mean, this one's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. If this was my knife, I don't think it would be my knife. I don't think I would. I think having had a chance to experience this knife, I know that this is probably not going to be a knife for me, per se. Let's see. Now it locks. It's hard. The times you can get in there and the times you can't. It's very sensitive. A little bit of pressure, just whatever. It's impossible to reverse flick. And that to me is a kind of a killer for me. So, yeah. It is pretty cool, I must say. I mean, there's a lot of positives about this. I like the aesthetics. If you really like the way this looks, perhaps you look at these two and you like the look of this way better than this, then that's probably absolutely going to be for you. I think the two here, you know, are similar in some ways, and it could be easily made that decision one way or the other. So, yeah, there you go. All right. So this is first impressions, first whatever. It is belt satin finish, so let's go ahead and do a little zoom in here. There's a belt satin finish blade, almost full flat grinds, a little flat on top there. Nice thumb hole, fuller hole, whatever you call it, more like a thumb hole. It is a little chamfered on the end there, but it's got plenty of edge for you to get a good grip on there. Let's look at this nice finger choil, plenty of room there. I like this green gecko kind of looking custom. It's not my cup of tea, but it's cool. It's absolutely cool. I like the captive pivot. The pivot collar is really cool, chamfered all the way around. That's really nice little touch. You can see the back spacer back up here. Nice back spacer, no lanyard loop, so if that's a big deal. You've got this clip. It's kind of it's a big sort of clip. That over here, it's not quite the same. I don't know if you can see that. This one has more of a ramp, a slow ramp. That's a big high ramp. And that sometimes bunches up and becomes a challenge going in and out of the pocket. And that pokey tip right there, that would be a little more challenging for me, especially holding it and stuff. So that's something to keep in mind. You have the lock bar. I do very much like that the cutout for the lock bar is on the inside. I think that's outstanding. I love this green inlay. T8 hardware, steel bar insert over travel stop. I think it's cool. Minimal billboarding on here. You've got the little Gecko designs, Gecko Custom Knives. I don't see anywhere where it says, oh, here it is, MC Magnacut right there. So very minimum. Again, belt satin finish over there. The person who uses this is definitely a user of a knife. That's cool. Yeah. I wish that this is the other thing. I wish that this was a little better, more, you know, yes, I do wish there was a little raised on it here. In fact, and this bothers me, it's not necessarily not raised. It almost feels like it's higher. Yeah, it's higher on the right side than on the left. You know, I don't know if that's because the cutout and the bars move down, but that is a bummer. That's a bummer. I mean, it would at least be leveled, or let this part be a little bit lower, or have more of a cutaway here. And that to me would be a little nicer. I mean, it's not terrible. You can tune this if you want a lighter detail. That's definitely not my kind of cup of tea there, right? So I'm trying to get in there. It's a little challenging for me to get that grip. You can see where I'm trying to get like this. So yeah. Okay. I think it's cool. I'm really appreciative of letting me check it out. Nice quality knife. But this is where I'm coming at. It's well made. If you're looking at these two and you've got two options and you're saying, well, you know, I'd like to get this one or that one. This one may be a little cheaper. I know they had some of these on sale, which is definitely cool. And you like the look of this cutaway and this thumb hole a little bit better, and get that one. Absolutely get that one. If the little pokey part there is not a thing. If you've already bought this one and you like this one a lot, I think you'll like that one. But I think, to me, I don't feel like there's enough there for me to get this one. I feel like it's a little bit more of the same, to me at least, even though it's a different blade. One's more of a spear point, one's more of a drop point. I get that. One has a finger choil, the other one doesn't. One, I mean, which I find it's ironic. It's got a finger choil and a huge little, this right here makes me feel like it should be a flipper, right? It should be more of a flipper back here. But since you're not really being a flipper, and where is, I'm trying to see. Yeah, there's really not a need for that to be all the way down here. I mean, you could have gotten this out and a little softer around here, and it would have been a little more room, less room here, and then when I drop this, it wouldn't have to clear that before this comes down. So you see what I'm saying? When I clear this right here, so I'm going to clear this, it's going to drop like this, and that blade's going to hit my knuckle or whatever. Let's see if I clear that. I'm just trying to think over here. If I clear this, it goes here. Yeah, that's the thing. It would be nice if this wasn't there. That's always been one of my qualms. That I really like the EMP EDC Nimble. Really liked that knife. I thought it was cool. Bought a couple of them. Ended up selling them because it was a catch and release. Then they came out with a relative where it didn't have the flipper. It was the best design ever for me, at least personally. I love it. I think it's my absolute favorite. And it was because they got rid of this little flipper tab. This is almost like it wants to be a flipper, but it's not. This is a lot of wasted space right here, in my personal opinion. Just my personal opinion. I think this, if this was, I mean, if you could do a flipper delete, because like I'd almost ask like one of the channel member subscribers, they delete flippers all the time. This would be something could you do a flipper delete on the scale and the blade, even though it's not technically a flipper? Because I would want to do that. I would want to make this more rounded and have less of a ramp coming up here and have less of that to clear. You see that right there? And see how it has to clear that? Once it clears, then this part comes down, and because it's so deep, there's a good chance that my knuckle is going to be right there, and that blade's going to cut in, or it's going to cut right in here in the fingers, especially if it's over here. So right when it clears, this part's going to come down like this, or it's going to, right, this is where my skin is, like that. Let's see, what would it be equivalent to? It'd be like, equivalent to, yeah, like that. You see how it comes right there, or right there? That to me is it's a bummer. It's a bummer. It's like just an ever slight little thing there to me. I wish that was a little bit different. I mean, I think it has a lot of potential. I think if there's a second version, this would be my recommendation. I mean, they could not care less about who I am and my ideas, and may not give two flips about it, and that's perfectly fine because I'm, you know, probably nobody to them. I do like their very tight tolerances here. I mean, that is super tight. Holy cow, how close are you? Wow. Wow, are you? Holy cow. How close are they? I've never seen anything that close. I don't have a piece of paper, but anyways, that is super close. But I mean, you're clear. You're right. If there's ever any movement, man, I could easily catch the tip. But that being said, yeah, well, I'm kind of blown away by that. I would say is round this off a little bit. Either bring that whole clip up. This little part is too pokey, right? That's the first thing I would do. The second thing I would do is chamfer this a little bit more. Have this either be a little bit lower, cut away. Definitely don't have this below that. I can actually feel, do I have, yeah. You can see it's a little bit down on there. It would be nice to have a little more cutaway. That would make this a little bit easier, right? Definitely round this off, make this not as pokey and feel like a thing that has to clear here before this comes down on your finger. I think that would be really nice. And if you did that, you could so easily put some jimping right there, and this could be a little bonus top flip. I mean, you don't even have to make it all the way up to the top. I get it. It looks like very intentional. You wanted that aesthetic look. Totally get that. But, you know, that could allow for a little bonus flip. And some people just like their bonus flip. I mean, I like the bonus flip. This is intentionally meant to be a front flipper. No question, right? Absolutely meant to be a front flipper. Just like my little mini Militar right here. That's meant to be a front flipper as well, right? I get that. But sometimes you have knives that aren't necessarily designed to be a front flipper, but they are. I can think of my Rosie would be one, my Spyderco Shaman would be one, my Brown Knives, I believe is like that, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, I'm just trying to think of some knives that are like that. Yeah, see, I've got to figure out the exact right position. To me, that's frustrating because I have to kind of get it just right where it's just clear and I'm perfectly fine. But if I get in there and I push down at all, uh-oh. now it's kind of locked in there. So yeah, anyways, that's just my 2 cents on it. I think it's a cool knife. Could I make it work? I probably could. But this might be a deal breaker right here. I always look at knives and I go, oh, that has potential. But when I see that little thing right there, that's my first thought, is that ramp clearing right there. And I've had too many knives that cut me, got cuts on my knuckles, and they've ended up being catch release. They're beautiful knives, absolutely beautiful, but it just ended up ruining them for me. Because I like to fidget with my knives, and when I'm not looking, if it drops and it's cutting me regularly, I'm not cool with that. I'm not cool with that at all. And after a while, that just becomes like a deal breaker for me. So, and I think this would probably be close to that. So I'm really happy I got a chance to check it out. I think for maybe if you don't have as meaty fingers as me, and this one tends to be a little meatier right now because of the injury, but if you don't have meaty fingers as me, I've got like 8 Band-Aids around that just because I'm really trying to protect it and make sure it heals. But if you don't have meaty fingers as me, then, you know, I think this would be a really nice knife. I think you probably will do well with it. I will carry this a little bit. I mean, you know, not, you know, out and about, but here in the house as I sit and kind of put it in the pocket, feel how it goes in and out, flip it, fidget, really probably more here at the desk to kind of get a feel for it, and then I'll do my review pretty quickly. I don't do a hard use unless the person says I can, but even then I don't like doing that. If you're loaning me a knife, I want to be respectful. It's not my knife, right? I don't want to abuse, do anything with it that I could possibly damage it. But this knife's definitely been used. You can see scratches and everything on there, which means the person is really enjoying using their knife. That's perfectly fine. I can tell you, I think we talked about possibly putting skiffs in there, but I got to tell you, I'm not feeling where the skiffs might actually help a whole lot. And I say that because I have a couple of knives where I actually never put skiffs in. I have a Lian Ma one, Get Stuff Done. It's not really the full name, but it's, can't say the name or get demonetized, right? It's Get S Done, version 2. I put skiffs in there and I put them out. I took them out and then I put them back in. I couldn't tell the difference. It's one of those rare knives where the bearings that came with it were just right on spot. But that doesn't always happen with OEM bearings, right? And it doesn't always happen with other aspects. Sometimes the tolerances aren't perfect. That one was really good. Skiffs tolerances are phenomenal. And so there's usually a benefit almost always. Now, if those OEM bearings start to get gritty or something, which does happen, then I may replace it. So there's that. All right, I'm back. Hey, if you found this video interesting, fun, entertaining, informative, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit the like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the videos really helps out the channel. Lets the channel grow, produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you to everyone who watches, who likes the videos, who's part of the live stream, who comments, who's just there. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you. And if you haven't already, hit that notification button down below so you can be notified of future content. And a big shout out to all the channel members. Thank you to all you guys. You guys really big part of this channel. You allow me to do things way sooner than I ever thought I'd be able to do. Thanks to you. So thank you, thank you, thank you to every one of you guys. If you thought, hey, I'd like to become a channel member, I'd love to have you. Please don't ever feel obligated, but I'd love to have you. There's a link down below in the description for 3 different tiers. I'd love to have you as being one of the channel members. And then also, I do 2 special things for channel members. A once a month members giveaway. I make sure it's something really nice for all the channel members. And, you know, it's not a budget banger, but it's usually a nicer knife. And I do that once a month. It's my small way to say thank you. You've been so generous with the memberships. I want to be generous back to you. And then the other thing is all brand new channel members, I send you a channel sticker. So if you're a brand new channel member, or if you were a channel member all along and you've never asked me for a channel member sticker, or if you were a channel member and became a channel member sticker again, and are a channel member right now, email me with your name and address. I'd love to mail you a channel sticker and say thank you to you. So appreciate you guys. Hey, if you haven't already, check me out on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.